Dante is a frame that a lot of people love, and for good reason, ignoring his wizard aesthetic. He grants overguard like crazy, and now overguard is a bit divisive among the community. Some love it, some hate it, some are just like with it. Now, personally, I don't really care for overguard. As fun as it is to never die, it's kind of just annoying that you can literally never die. There's no urgency at all, and some people love it, some people hate it. Now, Dante is a frame that not only takes away any urgency in the game by granting overguard as easy as breathing, but he is somebody that can nuke just as easily. Now, they gave him a line of sight nerf for his tragedy a long time ago when he came out, but he still has the ability to completely shred all the enemies. And now his playstyle is very simple. All you do is you cast Light Verse twice in a row, so you can then cast your final verse to gain overguard, and this gives overguard to you and your teammates. And then from there you can cast Light Verse and then Dark Verse to then cast your 4 to then activate Word Warden, another form of final verse. And then from there you can once again activate your Dark Verse and then your Light Verse, and then your 4 to activate Page Flight, which will give you just a bunch of birds to draw aggro with the enemies, which is obviously pretty important because you don't want to die. Though honestly, with overguard, that's pretty impossible to begin with. And then finally, with that, you can activate your book, prime some enemies, cast Dark Verse twice in a row to then activate Tragedy. And now, if you have a halfway decent build, Tragedy will nuke every enemy within your line of sight, ignoring those that are behind walls because of the nerf that stopped that. That is insane. He got nerfed because 60 meters of nuking is crazy, but at least it's now only like 60 meters in one direction, depending on your build. The way I see it, playing Dante, though some people feel it's clunky to have to go through all those abilities like that just to be able to get the nuke off, I feel like it's better for that, because if he could nuke with one ability, button push, like he can with granting overguard, then he would literally be too overpowered and broken. I mean, he is already overpowered and broken, but at least it's not like too overly powered and broken. He still has some contenders with how broken he is. And the way I see his playstyle mostly revolves around just activating his 2 and his 3 in different ways to activate his final verse to grant different abilities. For example, you want Triumph activated pretty much always because you want overguard with kills, and you want to always have overguard on so you don't die. After that, you want to activate Word Warden. This will allow you and your allies to get copies of Noctua, which will obviously increase your damage by quite a bit. And then from there, you want to activate Page Flight. This will draw enemy aggro, which is pretty important, but it also makes them vulnerable to status chance and status damage. Now, you could activate Page Flight before Word Warden if you prefer. I always just found it easier to immediately pop from Triumph to Word Warden to Page Flight, and then finally prime some enemies with Noctua and then Tragedy. That is how I personally play Dante, but honestly, it's to each their own. If you want to play him as a sole nuker, I'm assuming that some people would probably trade out Noctua with Roar or something like that just to get more damage off. But with that being said, that's literally what people love about Dante. A quick rundown, a summary even, is that they love him because he grants overguard like he breathes, and he can nuke like it's nothing. The only thing they don't like is that the nuking requires a little bit of work to get to, and honestly, it's not even that much work. It's crazy how easily he can nuke and support his team. He is literally the all-around jack of all trades support. Granting nuking and support is just insane, and it's kind of fucked up if I'm being honest, just the way they made him insanely overpowered. But with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. So if you have something you don't like about Dante or something you absolutely love about Dante, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it, because honestly, I think it's absolutely crazy how overpowered he is. And until next time.